Welcome everyone! We are the Grin Brothers. We're continuing our playthrough of Chocobo GP with more than likely the final episode of Chocobo GP.
And we got tickets.
We have tickets. Were there any summon characters you like the look of? Or Mecha Chocobo, the best summon?
Oh, you mean the purchase ones?
Yeah.
I'll check.
I'd imagine you'd rather choose to play as one of the... Your friends, like Gilgamesh, who you laughed as he died.
Ew. What did you just say? He sure knows a thing or two about style, Kabal.
She died.
We're getting pulled in.
Very convincing animation.
Also, I thought this meant that there was going to be another character sort of thing. Which there is another bonus character, but it doesn't show up at all sort of thing.
Yeah.
Your very last character, because the extra mode, spoilers here for the extra mode, because there's no story difference. You just have to do the entire story mode again, but you can choose any character, it's slightly harder, and you have to win first in every race.
Okay.
Because, because you can choose, beat Gilgamesh in the race doesn't work when you can choose to play as Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
But your final unlockable character is just Cactar.
Oh.
He is extremely fast, and he has almost no frame animation, because he just kind of dives.
Yeah. I was say, to be fair, I'd have thought Cactuar would have been in the game.
Mm.
Sherma and Irma, Sid too.
Have the others not yet returned?
Which is strange, they went through the portal! We left them to fight a Necroshell, and we just, ditched them! That's why we went in that final race!
I wonder where they could be.
So many days have already passed since the race. No one ever got their wish in the end, did they?
Nope.
You know the little thing, except my wish, I wish for everyone to be walked into a hellhole landscape!
I wish for Gilgamesh to die!
I got my wish!
Take it as a learning lesson. If you're pinning all your hopes on a shooting star, you'll find yourself waiting a long, long time.
I guess I'll be here for a while then. A shooting star's my only hope of returning home.
I need to get out of there. The people have tenant rights in this world,
I'm right
and a lack of Mario characters to play basketball with.
After all, there's nothing more attractive than a woman with a dream.
What's that even mean?
That's what
Shoma's homesick. She's a young girl lost from her home forever. Not the same thing.
Where is
Also, we
Shoma's
randomly
home?
decided to bring this up. Well, we don't know, because every single one of these games has a different continuity.
True.
indeed it has. Look at
Again,
all
best
the
character.
we have now. It's wonderful.
Also, he's amazing to play as well, because his armor's just incredible.
Precious to be left
But yeah,
out.
whilst everyone else was doing all this crazy adventure, he actually just did his dream and just plowed the entire... He beat Lightning McQueen!
He lived.
Said it, huh? What a wonderful...
You survived the Carmageddon!
Just remember.
So much oil! So many dead! But I came out on top! And I've used their metallic corpses to fertilize the soil. That doesn't work, but okay.
It'd make more sense if you use it to craft equipment.
Where do you think I got this hoe?
Fear of failure to hold you.
You have a point.
Also, he's got clearly like a little cards with all these inspirational quotes on. He's just reeling them off one by one.
Speaking of change, isn't it about time you did something about your name?
I take great pride in my name. It is one my parents took great care in choosing for.
His parents. Okay.
Sure, that's not the name your parents intended.
Do you remember what you were named?
If I were to change it now, who is going to...
Next game, in order to distance themselves away from the monetization. Camilla's Pa GP!
Give you that.
I wouldn't worry too much about that if I were you.
Now I just want them to make a sequel to this with Camilla's Pa as the protagonist.
Well, he's gone.
No, the cars are rising again! Get back in there!
Right.
I buried you for a reason!
It's Chocobo, Claire, and Hero X too.
We've made it back.
Thank God Atlas
So
died.
happy to see you've returned in one piece. Da, 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 da. There's
Wait, why are they happy that Hero X is here?
Well, he was only possessed.
Yeah, but they didn't know that, did they?
Well, they were there with you, technically, but they just weren't.
They weren't on screen. So.
Yeah, but they were walked in the same portal with you.
What?
They can't decide if they're all breaking the fourth wall or only one of them is at any given time.
Yeah.
What's he on about?
Down here. Anyone?
There were too many characters I couldn't fit on screen!
That hurt worse than the fall.
You wounded me emotionally!
Reminds me. Hero X. This is
Moogle knife fight!
how dare you?
You don't even... You still say Kupo, scumbag!
I'm as much of a victim as you, Kabal. It's not
You still say Kupo!
Actually, you kind of were the problem, because you accepted the deal with the amethyst solely out of self-preservation.
Yeah, and all Gilgamesh was going to do was steal your steering wheel, which is a
Easy
crime,
to
but a very
replace.
strange and petty one.
You could have just brought a new steering wheel.
There is no time for that, Kabal. In fact, I recall specifically being told, now's not the time for that.
Well, certain people are a bit touchy under pressure.
You.
I mean, there was plenty of time. Necroshell was just standing there.
Yeah. Trying to avenge Gilgamesh.
I'm glad
He was mourning the guy who blew him up, technically.
And it's
Yeah.
safe to say that all the amethysts are now sealed
Actually, it
away.
just, like, Thanos snapped into nothing.
No, this is funny.
Where did you put them?
That's a secret.
Everyone's safe and the amethyst
Because
is gone.
the last, well, it's one of the two levels you start off with, but this level here is Chocobo Farm long version.
Yeah.
And on that stage, without any explanation, there's a scarecrow hazard that hops about the stage.
You've got to be kidding me.
And then the finale of the game just explains why this scarecrow is hopping about everywhere.
That's funny.
Not only did we not get our wish, but we didn't even receive reward.
You are the problem, man.
As a treasure hunter, I absolutely refuse to accept such an ending.
And I want the treasure delivered to me with a bow.
it was a fun adventure, and so long as we continue having such adventures, there's
Thank you for translating.
Chocobo. What? That's not what I said at all. I said, Dad, I agree with you. Let's murder these people. They should have treasure on them.
Chocobo's right. So long as you're alive and well.
I am in constant suffering. Ah, we love you too, Chocobo. No one understands my pain.
Exactly.
So those birds that drink blood out of creatures whilst they're alive.
Charming.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, you suck, Outlaw.
Just take a look at this.
Hey, remember how much good I did? Remember again.
With just a little bit of time and effort. Do you see what I have managed?
It's funny because we can't pan to see the village side.
Yeah.
We can only do it if we actually play the level.
Treasure hunters specifically to avoid that.
In fact, all we can see is a haunted scarecrow and a single, like, two
My
houses.
goal can be not to end up like him.
Don't worry, Ben. I think everyone's goal is to not be like Atla.
Yeah.
Problem?
Atla forgets that he is just a Moogle,
Yeah.
and this is a Behemoth.
Huh? What was that?
Ah, he survived exploding. That's good to know.
He just didn't want people to be sad. Unfortunately, he doesn't realise that he has no friends here. His one friend died, and it was the guy who tried to kill him. I mean, Camilla's power at least is understandable. We woke up and I was surrounded by the metallic flesh of living cars. It was terrifying. Did you know they have organs?
Oh, come on. You can't be serious. What about you, little white man?
You owe me rent now. I own this land.
Who are you, Kupo?
The little twerp's are not a coup? Unbelievable.
Gilgamesh, you've got like 10 swords. Just stab them.
In fact, this calls for a...
Which I was really hoping would be a final
race.
race on this track, but it isn't. You don't get to race on this track in the story mode, despite it would make perfect sense and really wrap things up with Camilla's power and the race sort of thing, or even do it like some of the other games where you have the credits rolling as you do the race.
That would be infuriating.
They do the credits differently here, but Yeah, this is, by the way, too quick for me to actually read out in time.
Right.
Because it disappears really quickly. Basically, Ifrit got to become a firefighter.
Okay. Speed record.
They're doing time speed trials.
They're doing time attack.
Leviathan is still stuck as a car, which makes it even harder to take care of the daughter he kidnapped.
He started his own company.
Because people are so obsessed with driving. Sylph is a jerk.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sylph, you will grow up eventually.
Shiva decided to become a ski resort influencer instead because no one would go to the beaches after she froze the beaches over.
Understandable. Oof.
He's become a
become an Amazon employee.
Oh, that's a worse fate. Terra still hasn't come out of transform.
Yeah, Jesus, she's that'd be busted in the actual game.
Starting with a film with no one at Alexandra knows he was gone.
Yeah.
Became online popular, but still not in a relationship, which I just don't believe.
No. Yeah, I guess. I mean, no one knows that we saved the world.
Sherma's hopes and dreams were crushed. They say she's so busy, but it's really the alcohol.
Why doesn't she just drive home?
I'm assuming it's in another world. He planned to name the train after himself. Yeah, Camilla basically became online popular as well, teaching people to plant, and ironically has made the world filled with more flowers because she's got so many people into it.
So, oh, that's cute.
Mm.
So half these people...
Ben's got more of a story to him than a lot of the other characters. Poor Chocobo, you know, I mean, the same thing with all of Chocobo's sort of games, is that he's not really the central protagonist of thing, he's just there helping out. But usually they have a bit more character to him, but because there's so many characters, he doesn't get a chance to really do stuff himself. Gilgamesh accepted his lot in life.
I'm gonna be honest, half these people just became like YouTubers or Instagram models.
Basically. Actually, no one actually knows his identity. No one knows he's called Fleeing Mog. They just call him Racing Hero X.
Yeah.
Atla continues to be scum.
Yep. God, I want to kick him in his stupid face.
And Chocobo just continues travelling with his best friend Atla.
Who's a literal scumbag. You think Atla made this game with all the microtransactions?
Also, this game was made by Eureka, the people who made Endless Ocean. They also made, what was it, Fine Layers EX?
Yeah.
In the Street Fighter EX series.
Well, that was fun.
So, do you want to have that race against one another?
Sure,
Because we've got plenty of time, so I'll just go throw my Joy-Cons in.
It's frozen on the recording. It's just frozen on the recording. Oh. No, it's back. It's
Oh,
working.
sorry. Good.
There we go.
Well, that's registered me only as free player, but okay.
This is probably registered my Joy-Cons because you got them.
Yeah, you're probably going to say it's just going to be a black screen now. You know, black screen of credits. You got extra difficulty. Any characters in the extra.
Race music.
Staff credits. Mirror mode, custom race, Gilgamesh.
Camilla's power. Grip model. Well, let's have a quick look in the shop as well.
You can also get like the grip models, which, you know, the problem is they don't show you the stats on the shopping screen, but
You buy them with tickets.
yeah. Which is luckily the easiest currency to get a hold of.
That was horrible.
Yeah, Titans ones actually show some of the most differences with them. Because a lot of Mecha Chocobos, well, no, Mecha Chocobos colours differ a lot, but the colours don't actually tend to, pop out too much. You have 0 gold. Oh, gil. Not that I think you're too bothered. I'm not sure you're heading back to this game.
Probably not.
Like, I like the gameplay of the game, but, you know, because of, you know, how Chocobo GP, well, we can either do a series race or we can do a custom race. Oh, it might be, I guess.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Okay.
Local.
Game mode, series race, custom race. Series race would be like the, you know, arcade sort of thing. Just do normal. Okay, sure.
Yeah, we'll suffer.
Oh yeah, it's only 2-player multiplayer. Hold on, we just need to go back out and... Yeah, it's a bit weird that they only allow 2 people, because, you know, even Mario Kart, you know, early days still could have like 4 races at it.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, apparently so. Oh, this is going to be awful. Oh, now I have to use the Y button for it.
Not quite sure. It is ridiculous. It is.
And those last 3 are Cloud, Scroll, and... Not that I've unlocked Cloud and Cactar.
Is it possible for you to love other people?
Ready, I guess? Oh, I'm assuming it's thinking about, you know, multiple switches.
Maybe.
So maybe, yeah, maybe instead go to the regular thing instead of multiplayer. Or if we are going to do this, as in like, go, not
I
in
can't go back. The B button doesn't work.
What? Oh, no! I just wanted a race! But yeah, what did you think about Chocobo GP?
It's right. Like, gameplay wise, it's solid. I do think some of the small maps I don't particularly enjoy, but the bigger ones are alright.
Your favourite course then, or? You know mine is Big Bridge, but...
Mine's probably the big version of the Gold Saucer. Or even the last level. I just feel like there needs to be... Like, the small ones are just kind of boring, because there's nothing to them. Like, there needs to be a bit more in the way of shortcuts and stuff like that, or like, stuff happening, I guess. Yeah, I know.
So just do series race or custom race. We may not have time for it. Is it? Yeah, do
You
series.
can also play together with a friend.
Play with a friend. There we go. That's where we're going wrong.
We clicked on multiplayer to play multiplayer. Yeah.
Goblin, poor Goblin. He was playable once back in the day.
I literally don't have an option, so...
That's because you unlock them each day. I think there's 12 in total.
Yeah, the game's alright. The Magicites are fine. Like, they're not too boring. No, I like the Portal one, and...
What do you think about the story overall, then? Because, like, I'm in agreement with you that I like the game itself, but the problems I have with the game are more the monetization issues.
Yeah, the monetization is a bit,
But the way that...
weird.
Like, my only issue with the game in of itself is, what was it?
The story is... I mean, it's a racing game. I didn't expect an amazing story. Well, I'm in 8th place. And I do feel they were appropriately, like, comical with everything. Like, they didn't take themselves seriously. Which is good, because... Thank you, Steiner, for giving me a free lift. Okay.
Got huge... Oh, thank God. Got done just in time. Atla, no! Atla, no! I'm just... Oh. Gosh, even in the multiplayer, Atla trying to screw me over!
Don't worry, he hit me as well. I think it just hits everyone.
Mm.
Surprised by the fact that I haven't heard the Chocobo theme play at all.
Yeah!
Like... Really, guys?
Chocobo doesn't receive much love in this game of his own.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like a
The only thing
Chocobo.
he's got is multiple costumes.
Yeah.
I also really like this stage, but that's because of its design. You know, the night staying is really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think drifting takes a little while to get used to, because
Yeah.
the drift is like doesn't feel smooth. Like it's a little hop sort of thing at the start, so it's delayed.
Goodbye, Chocobo. Rest in peace. Okay, my own... Hold on, what?
What?
My own super hit me.
Huh. Weird. I mean, not that I really know. I never really played Terra too much. I played once.
You do take too long to get back up.
Yeah.
It does very much feel like it just takes you out. Consistently third. That's fine. But yeah, you get hit and you're just kind of swept aside.
I will say the +2. Well, the strange thing with these arcade races sort of thing, series race sort of thing, is they're not actually that hard because half the time the CPU aren't consistent. Like in Mario Kart, for instance, you get a CPU and they'll always consistently be like the same CPU sort of character. Like in this race, Wario is almost always going to be like second or first sort of thing.
Yeah.
Unless you go out of his way to stop him. In this, it's much more random. So, you know, unless you are like the bottom 4 every time, you're very rarely going to
Someone hit me
lose against them.
immediately on the ramp.
Like, admittedly, this game was always going to have a bit of a challenge ahead of itself because, you know, Mario Kart 8 decided to announce multiple DLC.
Yeah.
But, the monetization issues it suddenly popped up with suddenly hasn't helped its reception.
No.
So, whilst they've said this whole thing about plans for the future sort of thing, I don't think it's going to have much of a future, I'll be honest.
No. It's also weird how it stops you from using items a lot. Like, you go into the air, and yeah, suck it, Ifrit! Like, unless you really screw up on...
Yeah.
Like,
That's how it's kind of like in the story mode, in the series races with the CPU sort of thing.
Yeah.
Unless you really screw up, you're always going to beat them because they're never consistent in who's the best
Also,
AI.
they're using way less items than they did in the actual story mode.
That's because I think, although this is Master Rank, their difficulty increases per cup.
Yeah.
So,
Because, like, they're way, like... I'm not being literally bombarded by ice.
yeah, ice is awful in my opinion because it often actually ends up blocking you the moment you cast it on someone in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see, you know, Chocobo have more prominence in a game called Chocobo.
Yeah.
You know, like, even more so than the Final Fantasy Fables and Chocobo Dungeon game, it really does feel like Chocobo doesn't get much love.
Like, I got hit by that single unavoidable fire wave and it put me back to 5th place.
Yeah.
Atla! I will kill you!
I can't remember whose fire that was. I do love how of all the features you mastered the taunt most of all.
I'm not doing it intentionally. I don't even know how you taunt. No, I'm not joking. I don't know.
You push down on the left stick.
That.
No, this.
Oh, that.
Clicky.
Yeah,
Clicky.
I've not done that intentionally once. That has been complete accident every single time.
But yeah, I'm glad you had fun with this game.
Yeah.
You know, shame that, greed ruined it as a game, but...
Yeah.
The story is... I figured you'd like the story, because the story is very much on the hand-time pathway of everyone's a terrible person.
It's very tongue-in-cheek as well.
I mean, the only issue with the story is, as I've said,
Yeah, it's paced terribly.
Yeah.
I think having an extra level in kind of each chapter might have helped or something. We're alright.
So yeah, we've already finished our next playthrough, so...
That was exciting.
Yeah. So,
Tara, stop showing your ass off to everyone. I mean, at least you're dressed whilst doing it. It would have been a bit worse if you weren't.
hope you'll look forward to our next playthrough then.
Yeah. Like, comment,
Which I need to go purchase.
subscribe for whatever we play
It's
next.
up there.
That.
Yeah.
That game.
Cheer everyone!
Bye!